Lord, help me to hold out. Please, God, although the mountains are so high, I need you to help me to hold out. Help me to hold out, my God. Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, help me to hold out. My day will come, my way, it may not be easy. You did not say that it would be. But if I got lost and couldn't find my way, you told me to put my trust in thee. That's why I'm telling you, oh God, help me to hold out. I'm just about to make it over. All the mountains, they are so high. I need you to help me to hold out. Hey, people, y'all can relax. I'm not in the singing mood. That'll be our only tune, I think. I'm surprised y'all all here. Ain't y'all seeing all this fireworks going on over there on that girl Jay Dunn's page? Lord have mercy. We can always watch the replays, right? Myself, I prefer replays because I can always just keep going back until if I miss something, right? It's hard to watch these 3 and 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour videos. I mean, it's nearly impossible, people. So at least when you're watching the replay, you can go back and forth. But I feel driven to speak about this thing. See, these fights are starting to happen, right? Around this production and the show. I'm gonna tell you the truth, people. I want you guys to start paying attention to who actually talks about this show the most. The only reason, and I don't know if I've broken NDA or not really. We're going to talk a little bit about NDA in a second here. But the only reason I felt I wanted to say something about that situation was because there was so much talk about it already. I mean, the Fire Monster literally makes that a huge part of her show. She always talking about what's going to go on in the show. And then you hear other people who have a deeper role in the production. They're talking about the show. So at some point, you start feeling like, wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn minute here. You have me signed off some runoff piece of paper. And now all of you are going to break this so-called piece of paper. But I'm supposed to sit back in the cut and say, because I feel like I'm held to some document. Let's talk about DNA, people. And no, I'm not being nasty. We're just having conversation here, right? When that girl, Stormy Daniels, when she agreed not to talk about Donald Trump, they wrote her a check for $350,000. A condition of her getting the $350,000 was that she would not talk about what went on between the two of them. That is called a legally binding DNA. In other words, if she went to talk about it, he could sue her, right? Because he's given her $350,000 not to talk about it. Now, you know, the wondrous world of law, she breaks it any damn way, right? She finds a way to break it. All the little encounters he had, that woman in New Jersey, all those people were paid money. And as a condition of them receiving the money, they had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. People who get divorced, I'll divorce you. I'll give you what you want, but you can't say anything about what happened here in this room, right? That's another form of a DNA. You won't talk about it. But the reason why you won't talk about it is because I'm settling with you. When people settle court cases, I'm settling with you. You ask for $5 million, I'll give you $1 million. But I will give you that money only on the condition that you do not discuss the details of this case. That's the DNA, right? in almost every case, the people are there's monetary gain for the person signing the DNA. Now, people involved in this show, we skipped that part. The part where you're going to give me something to buy my silence, that was totally skipped over. Now, I just want you to come to this town, make a fool of yourself, and then you can't tell anything about it, right? This is the form of DNA we have here. I think the thing had a total of about 5 lines in it. Basically, how is this a legally binding document and you haven't given me anything? But I'll say this. When I was asked to come to Atlanta, I didn't have any high hopes or whatever. I figured it's somebody's project. But I don't know where I heard it said, but I've heard it said that people will not remember what you said to them, but they will remember how you made them feel, right? And that is the only reason that I've tried to be respectful, keep my nose out of this thing that obviously involved a weekend of my time as well. The lady, the producer, I remember how she made me feel. I've never been treated with such respect. She personally picked me up at the airport. Personally took me into her friends' homes. So I felt really bad about it. I don't want to do anything that is going to sabotage this woman's project. Now, I knew it was going to become a mess on YouTube because that's what that is. It's what this thing is. It's a mess. They only got us out there to be in a mess, right? But since we know so little about the project, I think I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to try to speak intelligently and not just be, running off in the mouth. Right. I'm trying to think. Hold on. So the only reason that I was brought out to this show was because I was in a long-term beef with Jay Wilson. I'll say the name just for purposes of this video. But my only value to that situation was that I was in a long-term beef with Jay Wilson. People found it entertaining. He was also brought in there, right? It was expected that we would get into it. Many of you people on here, you even got mad because we didn't fight. I didn't punch him in the face or he didn't hit me in the head or something like that, right? But that was my value to this show deal, right? When I got back here, I'm jumping around. When I got back here and I heard from that person, that Jason person over there saying that he had some kind of arrangement with this show that he was supposed to insult me by saying he was going to dox me. And he made the announcement, I'm going to dox Timothy Blaine at a certain amount of time on what. And I said, wait a minute. And then he said that the plan was that I would get into it, then I would get thrown off the show and he would be added to the show. That was what they told him, right? Broken DNA, because he said it on video, right? So when I heard that, when I was trying to evaluate what is with this dude, I don't even know this motherfucker. And then recently, it all came to make sense to me. Oh, when Jay Wilson and I ended our beef and we were no longer speaking to each other, I declared him dead to me. I don't want to hear his name mentioned ever again. When the beef was over, I had lost my value for the show. Makes sense, because I didn't argue with anybody else. That fire creature approached me in the kitchen there. Oh, you got a problem with me. Girl, I was telling that girl the honest truth, the God truth. I don't even remember what it is. You're so irrelevant, Miss Thing. I'm not going to be manipulated by somebody like you. Anyway, I said, oh, this is what they're going to do then. They're going to bring in people who are beefing with each other and let them entertain us with their beefs, yelling, screaming, I guess throwing chairs and things like that. And then when they outlive their usefulness, they'll move on to someone else. That's the only way I can figure people, because I haven't been given any information at all. You would think that if people are being respectful to the people involved in that thing, they would give them some indication of what they were involved in. Because so far, all we've done is participated in a project where we were basically volunteers and we were not allowed to speak about it. Meanwhile, everyone on that side or that team or whatever, however they're grouping themselves together now, they're all talking about it. So what are we like pawns to be used? Anyway, So I said, oh, that's what they're up to. So the point is then, since I was not paid anything to participate in the pilot or the show that I participated in, I signed no contract with them. I signed this paper, this supposedly DNA paper. I never received a dime, and my role is now finished. So what are they gonna do now? Come back to me and say, oh yeah, oh, we decided we're gonna pay you for that. No, it's not how it works, honey. You have went to work with no agreement, no contract, no nothing. You don't even know what the hell the show is. You don't know anything about it. But you're supposed to shut up about it, and you'll get nothing in compensation. The DNAs, all the ones I hear about in television, all the ones I hear about in the court system, all the ones that are on the news that we hear about, they all involve a monetary arrangement, right? We're paying you this amount so that you do not disclose what happened on a certain event. Am I right? Am I wrong? Something so rude. Hello, people. Hi. Oh, my goodness, all these people. See, it's all starting to come out now, ain't it? So now Jay Dunn is in this beef over here about this picture. My view, you bring me out of town, you let some gorilla jump on me, and then you don't, not only do you want me not tell the police, you don't want me to tell anybody. I'm supposed to just go and take this ass whooping for free. They talk about it, hint about it, even send pictures about it, send what do you call those things? When she wrote, I just fucked Jay Dunn up. You sending these kind of things out, but I ain't supposed to send out shit, right? I'm supposed to just accept your ass whooping, and you're not even giving me a stipend for this. And then you're going to tell me that I am legally obligated to not say anything about you having this unchained beast attack me, who we're seeing recently has a problem with putting their hands on people. They have a violent nature out of Chicago, right? So yeah, people are becoming a little unraveled. And these ones who are riding for the show right now, do you think Timothy Blaine is somebody special? I mean, let's face it. What is special about me, honey? There is nothing. That means the same thing they have for me, they have for you. See, you people, you are all thinking you're Nene Leakes, and this is kind of the same format as Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all all gonna be stars in the thing. This is the impression that Fire Monster has, that she's gonna be a star. She's gonna be like Nene Leakes. She's gonna go there and just insult people and all that kind of stuff, and that's gonna be her stock and trade, right? I don't see that happening with this particular show, right? Just like when I was not beefing with someone and there was no issue to resolve, I was no longer of any value. It's the same with you people. You people have been added on fifth and sixth string. So you think that these people, they're just spending, let's say $20,000, $30,000 to bring all these people to a certain city, whatever, and they're filming them. And then you come to the next show, then it's all different people. So basically, pretty much all the people, unless they're in Club Chat, are all gone now, right? All these people are gone now. But you somehow are feeling like, oh no, I'm different. I'm going to be a regular on the show. So what is the Fire Monster, her and her Chicago crew, is that going to be just those are the regulars? People, you're being foolish. You're being foolish. The very same thing that they had plans for me, where I would get paid nothing. I would just be flown out to Atlanta, Georgia. I would be used for whatever my worth was for that particular argument. When the argument ended, so did my role there, right? They had no use of Jay Wilson if he's not arguing with me. We were the beef. That's why we were flown there, right? So what other dramas can we bring here? It could be that none of them are even associated with each other, people. Get over this idea that you're going to be movie stars. You're going to go to Hollywood and all this kind of stuff, as Tracy would say. You ain't no different than me. So if they wanted to write me in and write me out, and they wanted to write the first girl in the first show, the first one that they wrote out, and they wanted all these people who've had all these beefs, they're wrote in and out so easily, right? Now, why would somebody be doing that if they had a real show? Do you think that if they had started production on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia, and they had a situation that couldn't be resolved, do you think they wouldn't bring the lawyers in to get it resolved? because they were tied to the characters, right? That particular type of reality show was tied to the characters. In other words, they needed Nene and all them girls and Phaedra and all those people. They needed them to keep showing up. But it was always attached to a monetary gain for them, right? These ladies went from being some of them were housewives, whatever, to being reality stars, living in mansions and all this kind of shit, right? They had to keep it together because their characters were important. Obviously, in this production, the characters don't mean shit. They're interchangeable, people. They're interchangeable, and nobody I ever heard of has gotten paid a plum nickel. Nobody. You think they're going to go back now? Oh, remember, but you were in the show back last year, year before last? Yeah. Oh, we're going to pay you now. Pay me what? There's no agreement about any kind of money or anything like that. There's not even a conversation about money, honey. You're just volunteers. You're volunteers on a project. Even the producers, they're not spending their money. They're raising money. They're raising money to put on a production, honey. But nothing is done. Nothing is said. Nothing is done. But to expect these people to sit back in their houses now, went there, you used their body for a weekend, whatever. You haven't told them shit, not even so much as a good morning. And now it seems like you're always on the opposing team whenever somebody says something about them saying something about this show. And yet you have this broad in Chicago. She talks about it every goddamn day. And you mentioned other names who talk about it all the time, but a whole lot of people in that crew talking about this show. So here's my advice. I know you don't want it, but you got to have it, right? You got to at least look at it and see what the hell they're talking about, right? Mistake number one. Okay, let me give you another example. The reason why Trump criticized Biden for being on stage many times where he didn't have to wear a mask. He was so far away from people, right? He didn't understand because he's an asshole and ignoramus. He didn't understand that you have to lead by example, honey. If you're in politics and you're telling the whole United States of America to wear a mask to stand away from people, you have to wear it all the time. All the time, everything, you have to be safe because you are setting an example, right? To come here and only the people who are closely involved with that stuff, those are the only ones that know anything, and those are the only ones who are able to talk about this thing on a regular basis is bullshit. So that was the way you broke this thing initially. Right. Secondly, you should have had these people say, listen, you guys, if you guys participate in this show, there's going to be a certain amount of money. It should be a number amount for the show. Like they make actors, like the Screen Actors Guild is a union, and they make actors sign documents when they do something. Whether it gets picked up or not, you're still going to be paid scale. Problem number two. You buy all these plane tickets, maybe you should cut back on the plane tickets and start stipending these people or paying them at least scale when they're going to appear in one of these productions, whether it is successful or not. Here's the other thing. When you had these events, you wouldn't have to worry about people talking about it if you had set an example. Going to these events and then immediately after the event wraps, having everybody pull their cell phones out and broadcast all over the world who was there, who people were getting along. People got mad at me. I said, what the fuck I do? God damn, I was watching my cartoons. You called me. Anyway, isn't that a form of breaking the DNA? Because we wouldn't even know who was involved in the goddamn thing. We wouldn't have known that if I hadn't seen the first production when they had Shelley in the undisclosed place. If you had done that professionally, and if you really wanted a non-disclosure, you would have had people sign professional non-disclosure attached to some amount or some contract, and you would not have let them film these undisclosed locations. We didn't have to be involved in it at all. Nobody had to know a goddamn thing about it. But no, egos were involved. The thing in Atlanta became a disaster. Why? Because immediately after this filming, you had people walking around with their cameras showing everybody involved there, and then mixing the people up thinking they're all getting along now. There was a big old controversy. Why are they talking to each other? They would have been better off with the mystery. They like the mystery. How you're sabotaging the show by taking away the mystery of it. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that was breaking a DNA right there. Don't keep telling these people that they've signed real DNAs. Real DNAs are documents, professional documents that are associated with a payout or some kind of monetary arrangement. There's a reason you're signing this paper. Why would I get up out of my bed, fly all the way to Atlanta? I don't travel. I ain't the person who goes on planes and travels and shit. Right in the beginning of this pandemic, why would I do all that just to find out that I've been used for whatever my 20 minutes of work is? I ain't gonna talk. I never to talk about it again. And I'm just gonna sit there and wait until the thing comes out so I can see if I get a laugh or not. That's my payoff, a laugh. Anyway, people, what were we talking about? The DNA. The DNA is bullshit. You know, damn DNA. Stormy Daniels walked away with $350,000 and she still contested her DNA. And that was a real one. So don't expect people. So you try to be friendly, you try to be nice. And I'll be very candid with you people. You remember how people make you feel? Sean was an angel there. I mean, I saw it as a both of them project. I saw him being professional. I didn't have a problem with that guy. I really didn't. Honestly, he was perfectly good. Club chat, they were perfectly nice to me, perfectly friendly. They didn't like Tracy. They wanted to talk about Tracy the whole damn time. I didn't want to talk about that. So they had to explain to me why I should hate her. I didn't like that part particularly, but in a general way, they were nice people. Right? But then when those people attacked me for having an opinion was a week and a half ago, and I went to Sean's page, and they were talking about that on there. Oh, he had no business coming over there. Oh, you have open forums. No opinions are allowed except yours. I said, Sean, that's not true. I was trying to avoid any kind of a problem with you. And he stood up here and said, you people, what you mean you people? You remember how people made you feel. I'm not saying the whole world has to kiss my ass, but I'm saying I'm a person worthy of respect. If I don't disrespect you, honey, don't disrespect me. He sat up there and flipped on me like I was a piece of trash or some shit on the bottom of his shoe. You're not that. You're not that to me because you have a show. I'm helping you. You're not helping me. You didn't give me anything. Right? We're all the ones who participated. They're all helping you. And I frankly don't give a fuck if you erase me from the thing or not. I don't give a goddamn. I don't kiss people's ass. It's not the way I live, honey. Maybe that's why I live most of my life on the wrong side of the law. I'm not an ass kisser. So working, it never jived really that well with me. But it's getting worse now. The situation is getting worse. So Jay Dunn is over there. And she's mad because they took pictures of her thighs and all this kind of stuff. Well, I don't know what the problem is there because they were all taking pictures. Remember, they all sent you all videos and all that kind of stuff. I think that girl is hurt because of the incident that nobody can talk about. It sounds a lot like to me, a fire monster done sit up there and put hands on that girl. Now, if you're going to fly me out of town and you're going to put me up in a hotel and say that everything's covered except I don't get anything from it, you damn well better have security. If you're gonna have these people jumping on me. I'm not coming nowhere to get beat up. I think that's where the problem lies. But of course, she can't talk about it. Jay Dunn can't talk about it. So she has to take a back door. They talk about it. They hint about it. They text message about it. Sending text messages. Oh, I just fucked her up. All this ghetto shit is coming out of this woman. Coming to the door, scratching people with her hands, jumping on the white woman in the elevator. She's gutter trash. And I don't know what his issue is. Maybe he has a plan to get rid of her at some point too. But you are letting these Chicago mobsters come and take over the goddamn thing. Where did she get to be so goddamn important? Is she just another character? Anyway, people, I hope I made some sense to you. I hope you're beginning to see that people are going to talk about it, because eventually they're going to start wondering, why in the hell am I sitting here on my hands? I heard there's already plots to get rid of my ass. They're all talking about it. Why in the hell am I sitting there letting people beat me up and then I'm supposed to be silent? I'm the battered woman syndrome. You better not say nothing, bitch. All right, people. I didn't speak to nobody. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mr. Sudi. Yeah, so your DNA don't mean nothing if you out here running your mouth about it every day. That fine mom, she talks about it every day. Sean talks about it an awful lot as well. We're lesser people. We ain't no lesser people. We did it for free. We just did something for you for free. How the fuck is that a lesser person? If you're going to have a DNA, if you want people to honor it, then you honor it. Honor it. Don't talk about it. Because basically, all the buzz is coming out of you talking about it. If you wasn't talking about it, people would have forgot about it. You don't want them to not talk. You're trying to see people who think they are smarter than other people, and they're trying to manipulate people. What was this shit about? Well, because if you were gonna, if your plan was, I'm gonna get in an argument with this racist Jason. If that was your plan, you should have told me that. Don't sit up here and piss all over me and expect me not to say a goddamn thing about it. Because see, people, they remember how you made them feel. That's it. Now, you think people are gonna sit up here acting like you're a big producer and all that kind of shit? No, you're just another nigga to us. Once we figure out that we're not even in the damn thing, that there are no regulars, I'm beginning to think there are no regulars, because they can too easily replace people. They want the fight, the beef. When the beef is gone, you have outlived your usefulness. So they get somebody else, throw them out in the ring. But if you're not willing to be honest with us and tell us what the fuck this damn thing is, then you are using and taking advantage of us. And I don't give a goddamn what you think about it. My opinion is my opinion. So you got all these people arguing and fighting with each other and so forth. And then you're going to get these people down there and you're not even going to provide protection for them. What if when I try to jump over that goddamn counter after Jay Wilson, what if no one was there to catch me? Would you have taken responsibility for that? Have a nice Sunday, people.